Hello everybody, my name's Atley, welcome back to SnowRunner. Welcome back to my hard mode playthrough. I'm in the Ford. This is going to be a mostly scouting episode, I think. We'll see how we do for time, but there's quite a lot of things on the map that I haven't tagged yet, including an upgrade up here. Not sure what the upgrade is, but in the last episode, or in the last two episodes, where I've had spare capacity on a trailer, I've not picked up extra goods, even though potentially, had I done so, I might have been able to finish a task. But because I haven't tagged the task, I don't know what I need. Finding a way around this rock. So we're going to be in the Ford for much of this episode. We'll see how long it takes to do the scouting, and then if there's any cargo time left, we might deliver a couple of bits and pieces. But the primary goal of this episode is to finish scouting completely. Don't like that angle, being a bit silly there, aren't I? But it's the mighty Ford. Engine off. Let's see what this one is. So this is engageable all-wheel drive, which is always useful, but which truck is it for? It's for the bore, and I think the bore is a heavy that you would need to buy. Pretty sure you don't just get one for free. But anyway, we've got an engageable if we ever decide we want a bore. We've got engageable all-wheel drive for it. Now, so I'm going to try and backtrack now. And maybe I'll come up this way. I want to get across to this exploration gone wrong, but I can already see the vehicle is kind of there, can't I? Looks to me. The question is whether or not the Ford can pull it up the hill. So yeah, I think given where I am, I'll try and crawl across the top. There's a little bridge there. Hopefully that's a good trail for me to get in and find out and tag this. And then it looks to me like there's a maybe a Scout 800 has fallen off that road. And we'll have a look and see if we can do that. I've got a full tank plus 35 in the roof. So I should be alright to do a little loop across this bit of the map for these tasks and then get back to the garage. But if I'm burning too much trying to recover that Scout, I just won't bother. Wow. The truck's acting a little bit odd really, but it is the Ford. It should be more than capable of this. The Ford or the Tatterin would have been my choice for this type of terrain. Maybe with a slight edge towards the Tatterin's favour because of its low central gravity. Although this Ford manages to get through stuff that feels like it's going to tip, but doesn't. Alright, what's this task then? Engine off. Exploration gone wrong. My friend Steve decided to take a ride on the rocks and fell from the very top. He's okay, but his car is stuck. Can you tow it out, please? $4 grand. Start tracking it. Let's have a look at the map. So we've got to recover it. Doesn't look like it needs repairs. Let's just have a double check. Looks like it's just a case of pull it back. So let's come through and have a little look at it from the top and see if it's something we think we could pull up a hill. The point isn't to do the tasks really, but given that this is probably the sort of thing that the Ford could do, and I'm here, I might as well have a little sniff. So hopefully by now, some of you will have seen, by the time you see this, oh that's a nasty bit of rocky stuff, no wonder Steve had trouble. Make a look at that. I've started a new game playlist on this channel. I've been talking about it for a while. I've probably recorded it numerous times before I got something that I was happy with. And it's a funny thing because as a new game, I have the luxury of, I don't like the recording, delete it and start again, because it's a brand new save. So it's taken me a while to get episode 1 to be happy with it, but Satisfactory is now live on my channel. See if I can get this from there. I don't really want to pull it down and then back up. I want to see if I can get this in reverse. Whether the Ford will move this enough. That's a nasty place to have rolled your truck, mate. Been there, done that. Right, drop a line, get myself back. I'll try and get a line off my front. So yeah, Satisfactory, and I know it's a totally different type of game. But that said, if there's a game that I particularly like, it's not entirely unreasonable to think that other people that are already on this channel might like it as well. And if it's successful, then obviously it's a series I'd like to continue. And if it's not, then fine. It is a really complicated game, and I just want something like that in my life as well. This game is difficult for different reasons. There's a certain transport element to it, but it's more to do with building your own rail network. So I don't know if anybody's even played the game, and if you have watched a video even though you haven't played it, then especially thank you, because I'm very appreciative of that. I've started it. I'm not going to be at all offended if people who are here for SnowRunner are just not interested. I experience the same thing myself as a YouTube viewer. Sometimes I'm interested in a particular game on a channel, but then that same content creator doing a different game doesn't appeal to me for whatever reason, either the game or the style or whatever. And I'm not going to be one of these channels that ends up with like 30 different games and just occasionally, like once a month, does an episode on a game. So I'm definitely not giving up on SnowRunner or going anywhere. But if anything, the year 3 season pass stuff has made me think, I don't know that SnowRunner can be my only game indefinitely. So the year 3 pass made me think, right, okay, let's get another game in now and we'll see how we like it. And if we don't like it, then we'll do something different. Right, let's get this thing into this delivery box. Done. Great. Should probably install another 4 wheels on the roof of the car just for such an occasion. Here you go. That would be useful, wouldn't it? $4 grand, but an extra set of wheels on your roof. That would be useful for me sometimes. So we'll stick to plan. Back down to the road and then clockwise around the map to come down this east side. So rejoin the road basically the same way that I just got that scout out. Not a great bit of terrain, but it'll be fine. Hopefully. I suppose I should go there. Doesn't look like much of a trail. And I don't think I have to be up here very often. Possibly never. Those rocks just railroading me. Where this trail's going. Not like me not to just loon it off the edge though, is it? You what, mate? You what? Where's my trail gone? Where's my trail gone? That's the garage. Some map, but oh, the trail just ends. Well, that was bad planning. It's a funny place for a trail to end, isn't it? Okay, this will be fun. I'm going to make my own trail then. No, no, no. That wasn't my intention. It looks like the game's got other ideas. My intention was to try and drive around that ledge. But it looks like the game wants me to reverse off a cliff instead. My pull forward. There we go. Nobody saw that. No harm, no foul. My bodywork is going to be tattered, isn't it, after that? Oh well. My fault. I think I'm going to come this way anyway after all that. Because I really don't want to... What damage have I done? My suspension's gone, I think. And a wheel. Suspension and wheel. Okay, took a bit of damage from that. There we go. So we're fixed, but yeah, took a bit of damage. I've got a bit of option paralysis going on. There is a fuel station on the east side of the map as well, which is why I dithered a little bit about whether I would just try and persevere until I got to that, but really, to make that safe, I'll end up taking fuel out of the fuel generator, and that seems counterintuitive to me. We'll get ourselves filled up. Quite expensive, but we can afford it. Can't believe I rolled my Ford off a cliff. So is there a better way across this water? If you remember I think three episodes ago, I had a gnarly experience in this little bit of water, and I did cross without too much difficulty by coming south of the rock and then across here. And in the end, that wasn't too bad a crossing in this ford. All drive back on. A little bit more traction here. There's a proper little puddle of death mud in between those two rocks just in the middle of the screen. And it was horrible. Took me a while to get out of it, but I did eventually get out of it. And then this crossing, especially in a bigger truck, probably would be okay. But always scouting, is there a better option? Not sure. I'm going to have a look at the generator thing, because I've never actually been to one of these sites. So this trailer is mine. So okay, it's a 4-axle dolly trailer. But I've never seen this mechanic before. If I turn that around... So presumably, let's just make sure I understand this mechanic, because I've had people mention it in comments, but presumably right now there's no cargo and I cannot manufacture anything because there's no energy. Right, fine. So then if I hook up to this generator, and I think this generator is now mine, but I think it might be the only one you get on the map. And that's the advantage of the Ford, is it can hook up to this. Let's just have a look at how much fuel the generator carries. Oh, 1,500, so I could have stolen some out of there without too much difficulty. And then I can turn on the generator. And presumably detach, leave it running. Pull forward. Craft cargo, which I can now do, but it consumes fuel from the generator. I'm not going to craft it now because I don't know what I need. And then when you are done loading whatever you've just had crafted, does the generator consume fuel when it's not actually built anything? Turn off the generator. Have a look at refuel. So the generator didn't use any of its own fuel to be running for that, what, 30 seconds, minute? I've just taken some out of it. And then this site would let me craft cement, concrete blocks, concrete slabs, consumables, and metal beams. And then there are other generator sites, like there's one down in the quarry. And I'm assuming I have to take this generator to there, drop it off at the generator area, and then I'll be able to craft bags of packaged sand or pallets of packaged sand. And then where's the other one? There was another one at the railway station. Take the generator there, and that'll let me craft fuel, small pipes, use fuel to craft fuel, clever. Small pipes, medium pipes, large pipes, and cargo containers. I've got unlimited supply of concrete blocks and slabs here, so I don't need to pay to craft those. So I think I need to go through and work out what's needed, because what I don't really want to do is move the generator from here until I know I'm finished with these components. So cement, consumables, and metal beams. Yeah, it makes no sense to move the generator and then bring it back. So I need to work out my crafting order. And I know a couple of people, Brian included, have said, yeah, this is a complicated map, and that's probably the complexity that I'm most worried about. But okay, fine. That is fine. I now want to look around. I'll come back to the road, come along here, work my way through this boggy mess, find out what this look before you leap is. But that's my first look at the generators, so at least I have an idea how they work. But I've just got to go through and come up with the optimal sequence of events to avoid too much backwards and forwards running. And depending on where slabs and blocks are needed, probably not craft them at all, because if I can get unlimited free supply from the railway station, why wouldn't I? It's a little bit of a mess, but let's see if we can get through. There's plenty of trees, hopefully. Including the one I just ran into. I did it again. I was at the garage. I keep meaning to stop at the garage and check out whether there's a bumper for the front of this that would protect from some of this dangerous driving I'm doing. I can hear frogs riveting in the background. I guess that's bullfrogs. I don't know what the native fauna of Wisconsin's like, but a swampy area with that sort of noise, I guess that's big old bullfrogs of some sort. Yeah, this boggy stuff isn't the best for this. Loads to winch yourself to, but it's still gnarly. So this doesn't look like it needs to be delivered far, but look before you leap. Oh, why did he go there? Please, please help get my friend's car out of the bog. I will pay you $2,900, mate. You're lucky I'm even thinking about it. If I wasn't a completionist, I'd probably leave that. So this is, I've got a Chevy Kodiak stuck in the bog. And I've got to take it up to whatever this house is. I reckon I can move that. Where is it? Deep into the water, is it? That's a challenge. Nah, that's a trap. There's some tree trunks on that side. That feels like a trap. I ought to try it though, because if I don't, I'll just have to come back in with a different truck. This isn't the best truck for this type of recovery. One thing, I haven't got as long a line as you would get on a heavy. Why spend time on it? The Zix would just stomp that thing through. Pull it out, no bother whatsoever. I don't think that's the Ford's speciality. I'm gonna see if I can get out of here without going through the boggy mess. There's a lane off here to the right, and we'll follow that because that's running down the side of the map that we want to drive down. Bit of an adventure. I don't think there's anything of use up here. One thing I haven't done is the prototype exploration trailer. I don't feel... Oh, I've already driven off one cliff today. Let's not give me another one. I don't feel this is a map that needs the exploration trailer. I think the watchtowers have exposed enough of the map for me not to worry about hauling that thing around and spending fuel on it. Okay. I see you. That's quite steep. Don't like you. Okay. That's a bit more like this. Oh, hello, hello, steady. Right, I was going to say that's a bit more like I expect from the Ford, and it was in the end. Dodgy, but fun, rather than just disaster. So I'm going to want to come down. I guess that's a church. I'm going to want to come down behind that church and get across into here, recovering what's lost, and then come back and get this one. Because I don't think I've got either of those tagged yet. No, I haven't. So downhill behind the church. Through the trees, maybe? Is that just more recklessness? This trail goes down there. Doesn't look like it. I'm gonna go through these trees. In comments, I've been told that like hugging lakes and ignoring what looks like the obvious road is often a good idea on this map. So this map isn't as straightforward as it might look. There's lots of the roads have got traps in them. Right. So I think this is coming across the front of the church. Yeah, it looks like. And then into a boggy mess that, again, not really this Ford's forte, but lots of fallen trees. This is a mess, isn't it? That middle patch looks like a chewed up mess. Might not be as bad as it looks. With hindsight, I would have been better off doing this scouting in the Zix, probably. because it would get through this terrain easier and would have pulled that Kodiak out, etc. Would have just done stuff a bit easier. Great photo opportunity. Right. What is this one then? Recovering what's lost. We used to have a nice farm and a pretty town. The hurricane was vicious, but we do not leave our own behind. Help us recover the container with our gear and belongings and we pay you $6,600. Fine. Container and bring it back to this loading platform by the look of it. Start tracking it. Look at the map. So the delivery point is here. It's all the way over there by the... Yeah. That looks like a 4-slot to me. Fun. And it looks to me also like it has to be loaded onto that platform. So you've got to come in with a crane. It's not just a straight delivery job. And then the next thing for me is... I might as well come through, hopefully through this dry bit. Across here. Fill up the fuel at $4 again. And then head off to... Probably this way to get to this one. And find out what this one is. It's another hurricane related one. Bit of damage there, driving too fast over a pebble. I am going to top up just because it seems to me to make sense to always have a full tank. Get away from that radio and then I've got to fix my map markers a sec. Probably is a direct route through there. Get up to this. Another radio. That's loud and obnoxious. I'm going to have muted this whole area, so you'll have lost the engine noise for a minute, but I'm not having that radio. The aftermath of the hurricane. The recent hurricane has scattered our belongings all around. We need your help finding and recover them for a fee, of course, $5,800. Accept. Details. And then 3 lots of vehicle spare parts that are literally dotted around all over the place. But a crane needed because it looks like ground stuff. I'm going to push on down now to here and I want to make my way into the quarry because there's a quarry incident. So actually I can get to the quarry incidents from above. Maybe. Yeah, maybe just to tag it, ignore the gateway and come up this side. Very scenic terrain. It's impressive. I like it. And a good level of challenge as well on the map. I do generally like the map. My frustrations of 2 episodes ago, I had a comment today that potentially there might be a mod that removes the useless winch points. That's tempting to me, to be honest. That's the fuel depot. So you can get fuel from the generator zones, but you can also get fuel for free from there. So I guess it depends on where it has to be delivered. How much you want to do that. I wonder if everything that's in the fuel depot could be got for free. Probably not. Probably not. That would defeat the object, wouldn't it? If you could just ignore the fuel generators. Now, I have got a white Western Star in here to recover. It's in that boggy stuff on my right. Might be a bit too boggy for the Ford to cope with. I'll leave jobs like that for the bigger truck. It's just a bit more suited to it. Been through here in all kinds of trucks. I don't remember if I've done it in the Ford. That's a hell of a camber, isn't it? I stop here every time, but I just want to understand what's up this. It's weird, isn't it? It doesn't even show up on the map. That's not fog of war, so that, but it looks to me like there's trails. There's got to be something to do with contracts. You have to, some contract needs you to deliver something up here, I bet, because there's like a obelisk looking thing, and then an antenna there and some buildings. Probably the contract. There'll be a contract that makes you go up there. Fine. There's no contest, and it's not fog of war, so I don't feel like I need the exploration trailer to poke its nose up there. The pressure's on for me, really. I've got to, before the next episode, I'm going to have to spend a bit of time plotting out the cargo that's needed for these various contracts and coming up with an order of execution. And that takes time, so I'm going to remember to not just leave it till the last minute and then sit down and record when I've got no idea what it is I'm going to do. Which is kind of what happened for this one. Right, so the gateway's here, but I think there's a trail. It looks like there's a trail behind it up to that quarry related task. So ignore the gateway, drive past it and take this trail and see where it leads. Let's see what this task is. And there's also more metal beams here to collect. Engine off. 10 grand. Quarry incidents. Hi, I wanted to ride down the quarry on my old truck, but it fell. Will you help me pull it out and fix it? I will pay you for that. 10 grand to pull it out and fix it. So let's see what that's all about then. Where is the truck? It's a Lodestar 1700. And according to the task, it needs repairs as well, but I've got to get, so I've got to bring it up here first and then repair it. So it's not telling me at the moment how many repair points it needs. There it is. It's even marked that, so it should have been easier than that to find. I'm going to get that back up there, and then once it's there, repair it. Fine. So I've now got, I got 9 tasks tagged but not completed. And then if I go into my profile, tasks for Black Badger Lake, I've got 10 that I haven't completed yet according to my profile, but I've got 9 tagged, and the reason for that is that the one that I mentioned right at the start of the episode to New Horizons, I've not been up there yet. So looking at the time, let's jump into the Zix, turn it round because it's nearby to the place I want to be. Probably chuck some fuel in it. Then we'll go and have a look and tag that one, because then we'll have all of the tasks at least tagged, which is always a good thing. And I need to be in that corner of the map anyway to get my 8-slot trailer hooked back up again where I left it in the power plant last episode. So I'm going to top up. I'm being lazy with this fuel, aren't I? I'm going to top up. And then we're going to go and have a look, get away from that radio, and then we'll have a look at the map. But I'm pretty sure down to the power plant and then recce it from there. So I can kind of see it. It's just up in that corner, but let's make sure I've got a tag that lets me know for sure where it is I want to be. So there wasn't a lot in those tasks that I uncovered about collecting cargo anyway. So it looks like on this map most of the cargo is contract related. There's at least one where you got to pick some cargo up off the ground after you found it. Well, two if you include the oversized container, which I suppose I do because it is cargo. There's a couple of truck recoveries, including the one we're going to. So I think actually the tasks part of this map isn't as much as I expected. Doesn't look like there's a lot of contracts, but again, a bit like Yukon, maybe the contracts are a bit bigger in terms of how much effort they take. That's a jacked up loaf, isn't it? That looks pretty high. Engine off. Last one, $7,800. Hi, my name is Mr. B. I'm a traveller. I was just testing some modifications when I lost my trailer with spare parts and my car broke down. Will you help me with that? I will pay you. Lost his trailer. Accept. Start tracking. So the car is broken down. Deliver vehicle spare parts and a Scout flatbed trailer. So the trailer's up there. So I couldn't have, well, I could have dragged it on a rope, but I couldn't have attached it with the Ford anyway because it's a Scout trailer. Ah. Providence would say there's a Hummer on the map that could drive up here and attach that. And then somewhere vehicle spare parts, but I don't know whether I'm supposed to find them on the floor or just buy them. Does he say? And then repair, oh, repair the loaf as well, but that's locked, so I can't do that yet anyway. It doesn't say whether I need to. I've found the trailer. Maybe the trailer's got vehicle spare parts on it. That would make sense, wouldn't it? If the trailer's got vehicle spare parts already. Well, okay. I don't want to spend a lot of money on this Hummer. While it's daylight, let's take it to garage. Brian's been telling me that I need to keep it because it'd be useful. Oh, hang on. That's not the route. We want to go back over the bridge that we fixed. See if this thing can get to the garage under its own steam. Because I may be able to take it up there and use it rather than paying. I could pay to bring through something like the Yar, which isn't a horrible idea. But at the moment, yeah, I haven't got another Scout on this map that can tow a trailer. What I can't remember is whether I've got... When I sold my Hummer, I probably sold all of its all-wheel drive and everything, so I would have to buy all of the... Well, this has got all-wheel drive. Has it got diff lock? No diff lock installed, so I'd have to buy a diff lock and a roof rack and all of that good stuff. Where's that just stopped? It's been bellied out on a rock, but the wheels weren't spinning. So it probably would be cheaper to bring through a fully functional Scout and just leave this one in the garage, but just to round out the episode, let's get it. Yeah, okay. It's got a damaged gearbox, so it keeps jumping into neutral. Done it again. I put it in. What else is damaged on it? So it's not just being in it's not just changing auto gears that's causing it to jump into neutral. I like that mechanic. Maybe it's not going to get up this hill very easily. Because it's trying to put too much torque on it. Crawl up in low. I've never really let a truck get so damaged that it was doing that. So it took me a minute to notice what was actually happening. It's funny. And maybe it's like engine strain related. It jumps out of gear when the engine's under a bit of pressure or the gearbox is pulling hard. So we'll just go fast. Everything's better when you go fast, isn't it? Is that a Need for Speed game I'm thinking of? Right. Hammer. In the garage. I'm not going to repair you yet, but I'm going to see. So I'd have to buy an engine. We'll probably leave it. I've got a freeway. But I haven't got a spare SnowRunner. It's got raised. I'd have to buy some tyres. It's got all terrains, but I'd have to. I'd probably buy those. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any money on that for a minute. It would be cheaper for me to bring through something else. Right. What's next? I don't really want to go and do that now. I've now got all 10 of the tasks tagged, which was my objective. Let's have a quick look on the other map. What vehicles have I got here that I can sit in? I haven't got any vehicles on this map. So I have got the pike there. So let's sit in here and do the same thing. Map tasks. I've got 5 tagged for Grainwoods. On my profile. So there's 10 total, which means there's 5 that I haven't tagged on this map yet either. Don't push your luck, I haven't tagged yet. Trailer in the river. Where are they then? Wooden bridge I haven't been to yet. Okay, so I've got to do the same thing in this map, but I'm not going to do that now or at the start of next episode. My objective next episode will be to have worked out the cargo crafting order for Black Badger Lake and crack on with some of the heavy contracts over there. But I'm going to wrap this episode here. So, hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you in the next episode. But in the meantime, thank you very much and goodbye.